Really excited this morning to have one of our missionaries, one of our ministries represented here with us. And so for a few minutes, you and I are going to get to hear from the director, I think you're the director of Camp Cedarbrook, Amy Culhane. Would you please make Amy welcome?
Thank you for having us. Like you said, my name is Amy. I'm the director at Camp Cedarbrook, and we're just so happy to be here at Harmony, and we just thank you for having us and for your support through your missions program. So what is Camp Cedarbrook? If you haven't heard of us before, we are a Christian girls summer camp in the Adirondacks, about an hour north of Albany. We run programs all summer long for girls ages 7 to 17. They come for a week or more, from the end of June to the middle of August, and we have a blast up there. One thing that we talk about a lot at Camp Cedarbrook are the 4 arrows of growth that we expect out of our campers and that our programs will hopefully facilitate while they're at Camp Cedarbrook. So we talk about the inward arrow, and this means that girls will grow personally. They will grow as individuals at camp. And for a lot of girls, it's just being at camp is that growth. It's being away from home and their parents, being away from screens for a whole week. We see them grow in their independence, in their sense of responsibility, and just in their enthusiasm for life. They also grow in the inward arrow in our many activity areas that we have. They're learning skills like archery, swimming, maybe how to ride a horse. All those fun things happen at camp. Then we talk about the outward arrow. And when we look at the outward arrow, we look at one another. And so that's living in community at camp. And that impacts a lot of what we do. So these girls live in a cabin with 8 other campers, and they learn a lot by doing that. There's conflict, there's friendships that are made, and we teach girls how to live in a Christian community and what that means for God's people. And so that's super exciting to see. They're guided by their counselor through a lot of that as they navigate their time at camp. Then we talk about the downward arrow. So at camp, when we look down, we don't see carpet, we see a lot of dirt. And we're very rustic, and that's intentional. We want girls to get out in nature. We want them to see the stars at night. We want them to experience these things like cooking over a fire so that they can not only improve their comfort level in the outdoors, but they can also see God through creation. And that leads to our final arrow, which is the upward arrow, and that points to God. And that informs everything that we do at Camp Cedarbrook. We start and end our day focused on God. We give the girls 20 minutes in the morning. I mean, can you imagine someone schedules 20 minutes in your morning to spend time with God in His creation? They have a cabin Bible study with their counselor every day. Every day is ended with a campfire message and then devotions from their counselor. So it's infused in everything that we do. We want girls to know who they are in Jesus and to follow Him. So if any of that sounds exciting, or if you just want to know more, we're going to be in the lobby. Like I said, we run programs all summer long for girls. We also have parent-daughter retreats where you can go and get away with your daughter, come up to camp and get a taste of camp life. We're also hiring, so we're looking for counselors, we're looking for a cook. There's many ways that you can support us or just get to know us. We'll be out there. I'm there with Hannah, and we are just so happy to be here. Thank you.
Camp Cedarbrook has 4 arrows. We've only been talking about 3 of them, right? You recognize the upward, inward, and outward focus, and Camp Cedarbrook has an extra arrow in their quiver. Good for you. Thank you for that great report. I wonder how many of us in the room have ever been a camper at a Christian summer camp or a winter retreat? Raise your hand if you've ever been away to camp. Do you remember how exciting and how important that was to your spiritual growth and development? So we're excited to be part of the ministry of Camp Cedarbrook. If you're a girl, or if you know a girl between the ages of 7 and 17, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to spend some or all of your summer, be sure to stop by that table and talk to Amy and Hannah and look at the material that they have there. If you're a parent of a girl from ages 7 to 17, be sure to check that out too. If you're a grandparent, some of the wonderful things about kids that have come to camps where Kelly and I have been a part of the camp leadership is kids are at camp because their grandparents brought them, paid for their way. That's pretty awesome.